without a doubt, our game of the week in the Mountain West, the game we've been looking forward to all season long. We got UNLV going on to take on Boise State. And ironically, it's UNLV, undefeated 6-0 on the season. Boise State 4-2 on the season. Both teams 2-0 in conference play. It's a 1:30 Mountain Time game on FS1. Despite the records, it's still very much the matchup everyone had been anticipating in going into the season. It's a game that has everything you want. You got two marquee quarterbacks in Calandra and Maddox Madsen. You can expect an explosive running game with Jayden Thomas and Dylan Riley and Sire Gaines. Defensively, I think you're going to see some stout defenses. UNLV gets turnovers. Boise State gets stops. It's Boise State entering in this game 10.5-point favorites. The over-under on this one's 62.5. Would you be really willing to bet that UNLV doesn't stay within 10 points of this game? I mean, they're a scrappy team, and they have, so far this season, always come out on top. And Boise State, they've looked good this season, but they've looked much more human than they were a year ago. This has all the makings of a back-and-forth, tightly contested matchup. At the moment, I like what UNLV and Calandra's been able to do. His mobility, their effectiveness to run the ball, and defensively, impressive. Despite them giving up a lot of points this season, they make the crucial stops, and they've been able to show out with the undefeated record for it. As for Boise State, despite losing 2 games on the season, one of them pretty much expected with Notre Dame, they get the early season loss to South Florida, which we're finding out now is a legitimate team, 5-1 on the season. This game is going to have everything you like in a college football matchup. Offenses are going to be putting on a show. Defensively, I like to see some tightly contested stops from both defenses. It's Calandra coming into this game, 1,400 yards passing, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the season, 323 yards rushing, and 3 rushing touchdowns. Meanwhile, Maddox Madsen, 1,570 yards passing the ball, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions on the season. Really, it's the Boise State running game. You got Sire Gaines and Dylan Riley. Riley, 494 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns. Gaines, 349 yards rushing, 3 rushing touchdowns. Double-headed monster that's formidable against any opposing defense. Meanwhile, Jayden Thomas, he's the go-to guy for the Rebels. 577 yards rushing, 6 rushing touchdowns on the season. But you can't count out Kevon Lee. 189 yards rushing on the season, 4 rushing touchdowns. Both teams can run the ball effectively, no doubt about that. Both teams can pass the ball when needed to. It's UNLV putting up 41 points per game this season compared to Boise State's 36 points on the season. UNLV, meanwhile, +9 on the turnover ratio compared to Boise State, who's +2 on the turnover ratio. In fact, most of the stats for both these teams are so identical in nature that they are tightly matched up in this one. I mean, I don't see how they see as Boise State 10.5-point favorites. It feels like a 50-50 pick'em type game. With that in mind, both teams are very well coached. Spencer Danielson for Boise State has done a great job with what they've been doing this season. Meanwhile, Dan Mullen, he's got them undefeated on the season, 6-0 already, bowl eligible. But in a game like this, so tightly contested, it really could be anyone's game, depending on who's going to make the least amount of mistakes. Right now, it's really hard to go against UNLV. You could say what you want about who they played this season and how the results of those games have been close, and games where they probably should have pulled away for inferior competition, but they're undefeated on the season. Not only undefeated on the season, they've came out ahead on those close matchup games, and I think that means something. As for Boise State, they've played really good football, and despite the early slip-up, they've been able to do what they were expected to do and handle pretty much the rest of their games, specifically in conference right now early. I'm not sure who's going to come out ahead in this one, but I know it's going to be probably the best matchup of any game this weekend. It's UNLV going on the road, take on Boise State. It's a 1:30 Mountain Time game on FS1. Be sure to check this one out.